Salute, 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 ATP. What's good? It's your boy Rain. Yeah, man. So we got well, first of all, before we get into all the boxing, right? Shout out to my subscribers. If this is your first time tapping in this content, man, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit your bell icon so you're getting alerts when all this content is dropping. Guys, remember, we got a 25K giveaway. This is real talk. Shout out to Charles Edward Cheese, who put up this bread. In the spirit of getting this channel where it needs to be and getting it monetized, but also more so in the spirit of helping somebody out. You know what I mean? We're in hard times. Economy's crazy. Times are just uncertain, and anybody can use, everybody can use some help. So $25,000 to somebody, I'm sure it's going to fall into the right hands. We are randomly going to be picking from one of my subscribers who we're going to be giving it to, but it's going to be cash, and I'm sure it's going to just, do something great for somebody. And I'm so happy and honored that he's using me, ultimately to facilitate this charity to one of my subscribers. I think that's awesome. And I'm glad he sees something in the channel to where he wants to see the channel expand and just become bigger. You know what I mean? And inshallah, that's what's going to end up happening, right? So what are we talking about today? Well, Richardson Hitchens, or is it Richard Hitchens? No, it's Richardson Hitchens, right? Africa. Looks like he's getting ready for a fight this weekend against an Argentinian who looks like he's coming to bring the pain. I mean, this fight right here is going to be a fight that's going to actually determine who Richardson Hitchens is, and who Africa is, right? Obviously he's a contender. This fight is going to be for an IBF mandatory. So the winner of this fight would probably be the number one contender to fight against the winner between MATIAS and PARO, right? So that's going to be actually on June 15th. So this fight is a huge fight for Richard Hitchens. I can remember when Richard Hitchens didn't want to fight for an IBF title. He was talking about potential issues with the rehydration clauses and things of that nature. And he said he wasn't too comfortable with staying inside that weight division. There was a point in time when he was actually sounding like he was chasing down Devin Haney and trying to get a WBC title shot. But Devin Haney turned it down and said that he wasn't interested in it. And, he had bigger fish to fry, and that Richard Hitchens just wasn't on the list of things to do. Well, now he's, embraced his IBF mandatory status, and he's going to be fighting for an opportunity to fight at that belt. Richard Hitchens recently at an at the press conference, expressing, not interest, but expressing, I say it's interest, but he was expressing discontent, with Devin Haney, calling him a fraud. Didn't like, the way it sounded to me, didn't like the way Devin Haney dismissed him, and just basically started throwing shots at him about his rehydration and why doesn't he fight Tank, and fight at a catch weight or fight with a rehydration clause. Tank doesn't want to go to 140, et cetera, et cetera. Meanwhile, you guys remember, Richard Hitchens was one of the main fighters who was one of Tank's best friends, right? Who said that Tank talked and spoke multiple times about fighting Devin Haney at any weight class and didn't care about rehydration clauses. But it is what it is. I digress to say that none the matter, Richard Hitchens has a big fight in front of him, and hopefully he's focused on the task at hand. I happen to be a big fan of Africa, and I want to see him be successful. Let me go ahead and pause this. I'm watching my little show here. You guys watch Invincible? Man, that's a great animation. If you guys don't, check it out on Amazon. Great animation, man. But anyway, I digress, right? So I hope that Richard Hitchens is focused and that he's ready to take the task on at hand. Listen, this card is going to be a pretty good card tomorrow. You got Diego Pacheco on that card as well. Good fights on the Zone. Shout out to the Zone for keeping us consistently watching fights and good fights. At that. Some people may have different opinions, but, to each their own. Devin Haney had an open workout today as well. We could talk about that, I guess, in another video, or we could talk about it now too, right? He didn't really show too much in the workout. We already know what Devin Haney brings to the table, but what he did do was confirm that he had to double down, because you remember there was another media workout he had where he spoke about how he wanted to become undisputed again. Now, keep in mind that Devin Haney at one point in time, coming from being undisputed at 135, said that this next couple of fights in this chapter of his career was going to be the prize fighting chapter of his career, where he's chasing down the biggest bags of money. But for some reason, he's had a change of heart and decided that, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and unify and become undisputed in the 140 weight class division. That being said, dropping or vacating the belt that he already has just didn't make sense with that whole entire narrative he was pushing, right? What he was saying. So Eddie Hearn, coming from the Richard Hitchens press conference, pretty much said that he could almost 100% guarantee that Devin Haney was going to vacate that WBC title in the spirit of not fighting a Sandor Martin, because there's no money in that, right? Nobody's going to pay for that fight. And I think more precisely, Eddie Hearn wasn't interested in paying for that fight. Well, Devin Haney wasted no time getting on social media to let it be known. Listen, I'm telling Eddie Hearn, there ain't nobody vacating any titles. The road to undisputed is the road that Devin Haney's on. Which, sidebar, is an awesome piece of news to hear, because I think that's what Devin Haney shines best at, is fighting for championships, fighting for legacy, fighting for greatness, chasing greatness. Shout out to this fight he's having with Ryan Garcia, but this is not necessarily a greatness fight. This is more of a payday fight. So to see him kind of get back on track, I think is a good thing. Clearly, him and Eddie Hearn are on the same page about what's next for him in his career. If Eddie Hearn's is not willing to facilitate the fights that Devin Haney wants, that's why Devin Haney happens to be one of the most unique fighters out there right now, being that he has his own promotional company and he doesn't do more than like 1 to 2 fight contracts. You know what I mean? Yeah, he did do a 3-1 with Top Rank, but that was, Undisputed was completely intertwined in that contract. He became Undisputed, went and did his rematch clause again in Australia, and then came back and fought Lomachenko. But normally speaking, normally speaking, Devin Haney stays pretty free and able to move around. So if Eddie Hearn is not able to facilitate the fights that he needs, then, there are other options for him. And he's chasing down the Teofimos, and he's chasing down the Subriel Matiases. He's going to be able to get around and make all those fights happen. And it sounds like after this fight with Ryan Garcia, I wouldn't be shocked to see Devin Haney head in that direction. The question is whether or not it's going to be with Eddie Hearn or with, with your Bob Arums or even with Golden Boy. Who knows, right? So we'll see how that turns out. But guys, let me know what you think. We're going to be shooting a live tomorrow. We are. I'm going to give you we're going to be doing a fight party for the Richardson Hitchens card. And we'll be doing the after party as well. So guys, come join us, come build with us. Let's talk boxing. Help build this community, guys. Subscribe. Tell a friend to subscribe. Know what I'm saying? Spread the news. Hit the like buttons. Leave a comment in the comment section. Hit your bell icon so you get all your alerts when this content is dropping. And remember, once this account hits about 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be raffling off, or, randomly choosing one of my subscribers to give $25,000 cash, man. I can't wait to give this money out. Can't wait to see what it does for somebody's life, man. But on that note, and at this point, which by the way is that's the real name of the show, by the way, guys. ATP Combat Media is at this point, if you didn't know. But at this point, it's your boy Rain. Much love. We out.